Hey folks, Greg here. Today I'm really excited because I'm going to unbox and review something from Bethesda. It's the Fallout New California Republic Veteran Ranger helmet bundle. So it comes with a helmet and a couple other things in here. Let's open it up and check it out. So the first thing I want to talk about this is that I've got this on a crazy sale, like absolutely nuts. Found it online at Bethesda's store, their actual store, for $15. It was at a huge discount a couple days ago, and I immediately bought it. Now the shipping wasn't free, the shipping was a little expensive. It's $25 to ship it, but still $40 for this bundle that retailed for $150? It's a little crazy. I know people are mad on Twitter because it was $15, but since the shipping wasn't free, it varied heavily depending on where you are. And if you were in like Alaska or Hawaii, it was like $100 to ship. So that is unfortunate for some people. I was lucky enough to get it at a reasonable shipping cost. I originally wanted to get this really bad when they announced it, but I just didn't have the budget for it at the time. And then they did a re-release and they made 5,000 of them, and apparently they didn't sell well. The original one I think was limited to 1,000, and I think it's a slightly different color. This one's a different color than the original one they released. So let's open this thing up and see what comes with it. Really excited. I really do love the Fallout series. And yes, New Vegas is the best Fallout game, in my opinion. It's so large. Just come from the top. Ooh, it's a very big package. Pull this box out there. Make sure we pay attention to how everything is set in here. Bar there, are there instruction manuals? Instruction manual. So it comes with some other stuff. Let's open up and see this stuff. So here we have, looks like we have the stand, because it does come with its own stand, but it also comes with a New California belt buckle. So I'm not a big belt buckle guy. I don't even think I have a belt that will use this, but it's nice to have. I still want a New California Republic flag, but my wife won't let me put one out outside. She says it'll be controversial. So this looks like this stand. So let's get this out on its stand. All right, so it has a pretty cool symbol there, little star. Oh, and it also comes with a sticker, a Deathclaw sticker. It's kind of hard to see. It just says more ferocious than a Deathclaw. So it might be kind of hard to see because it's white on white, but. So it comes with the belt buckle and a little sticker. I mean, kind of whatever, right? Okay, so this is the stand. And this, everything's made out of plastic. There's no metal pieces here. This actually may be metal here, but everything else is plastic. You can put that there. Probably cut that if you want it shorter, and then it does not come with batteries, so then it comes with the stand. So we'll put the helmet on the stand, and we'll talk a little bit about the helmet. The thing with these like massively produced, hold on, I'm having a little trouble having it be on the right level of the. So here we have the helmet. And it always things about like these mass produced replicas is there's always usually like some kind of trade-off. So in this case, a lot of these pieces, with the exception of the main helmet and some gizmos on the side, are one solid piece. So I would have really liked to actually have like a real filter or a real looking filter rather than it be kind of on the face itself. This is all one piece, kind of like how the side screw is. See how like it's a separate piece? It gives it a little bit more contrast, a little more depth. A little more detail. When it's all one solid piece, it kind of looks like that. But you know what, like I could paint over this and make it look a little bit better. The paint's not terrible. I especially like the rust on the top of the helmet and the back of the helmet. Looks really nice. But it looks really a little more simplistic than you thought. Like this thing, it's also one piece. So, and also I'm gonna say this, I'm glad I didn't spend $150 on this because it feels relatively cheap. Like the plastic feels like cheap plastic, like not high, good quality plastic. They do have some little rivets and screws on the top to hold it in. The eyes are clear, which is a little weird. It does have a light up feature. I'll have to put batteries in it in a minute. It does have a light up feature, but I would have thought that maybe the eyes would have had a red tint acrylic and not clear, just because that fits the aesthetic. I know it lights up red, but it just kind of weird that they didn't have a red tint to that. Yeah, so like just like little things, like the back of this here, the screws are not real screws. They are part of the mold that are just pressed on. But the paint on the top of the helmet is particularly well, especially this dent. I like the weather look on the dent. The stand, well, this looks okay. It doesn't have any writing, which is kind of weird. The stand seems incredibly cheap. And the front part of it just looks so flat because it's all one piece. Even the side filter for his gas mask. It's one solid mold. So it looks a little cheap, and it's not painted any differently. Like, it's not painted darker or lighter on the sides to give any kind of contrast. So I am a little disappointed in that. Like I said, I am glad. I don't think this was worth $150, to be fair. Maybe I think the first one was a slightly different color. I believe it was some kind of variant that they did the first time. It might have been better quality. And then when they did the reprint, they may have cut some corners and not done as good of a job. I mean, it looks okay. Like, how does it fit on your head? I have a big head, so it's probably not gonna fit on me, but we're gonna try anyway. It has like a standard like screw-in hole here, so you can like a standard, like a hard hat helmet, you can loosen it up. I'm loosening it up all the way they can go. Let's see if it fits. I'm actually amazed it fits, because I have a huge noggin. I'm a size 8 in lid caps. I'm not sure how big that is in this helmet size, but in circumference. But it's a big size hat. So yeah, I mean, this is what it looks like on you. It has a little like kind of shin guard to help it balance. It's a little, could be because my head's too big, but it doesn't really fit very well. It's gonna lean and tousle and then get kind of crooked. But like I said, it's meant, I think it's meant to be more to be looked at. I would not want to wear this for long periods of time because there's not a lot of ventilation in here. I'm only getting ventilation from the bottom. So that's what it looks like. Oh, let me take this chin strap off. Okay. Well, let's get some batteries in this thing and see what it looks like lit up. All right, so on the inside of the helmet, there's a little compartment here. Sorry, get some light in there, here we go. There's a little compartment here that has a little screwdriver. Hope this one's small enough, it is. Pops out, and I'm assuming this takes AAA, it might take AA. It pops off. I don't know why they don't have like just a latch. All right, 2 AAA batteries. Go ahead and close this back up. Sorry, I know it's hard to see because my hand's gonna block it. Oh, not magnetic one. I grabbed my one non-magnetic screw head I have in this whole house. All right, now that we have batteries in this thing, let's turn it on and see how it looks. Hey, it looks pretty good. You can still see pretty clearly in it though. That it is, I mean, I guess they wanted you to be able to see out of it clearly, and that's why the acrylic is clear and not like foggy or glossed over red, but I think red still would have looked fine. Now let's see how it looks when I wear the helmet with the light on. It's a little crooked. Maybe it's too loose. I need to tighten it a bit more. But there you go. Lights on. Hello. So, I mean, overall, it's an okay helmet. I mean, Hasbro makes another line of helmets. I reviewed the Mandalorian helmet. You can see that in the description below. That's a great helmet. It's really high quality, has a lot of detail. Barely fit me. Doesn't really fit big heads, but it has a lot more detail. This has a little less detail, seems a little bit more on the cheap end. If you were to get this, I wouldn't advise paying full price for it if you'd find it at a discount. I mean, that's when I would do it. And even then, you'd have to do some heavy modding to make it look good. A lot of painting, sanding, adding things on, that kind of stuff, just to make it look a little bit more metally. Because right now, the top looks metally, but this definitely looks like plastic, and it's really thin. It's probably for a weight thing, but yeah, I mean, it's hard to recommend it at full price. I got it as a discount, so, you know, what the hell. The stand is a little cheap. I have some 3D printed head mounts that I put my helmets on in my office, so that'll go on one of those ones right next to my Fallout 4 helmet. Wouldn't advise paying full price for it. I mean, obviously now that it's sold out, it's gonna be harder to find. It's gonna be worth more, but hey, you might get lucky and someone might try to offload it cheaply. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this unboxing and review, be sure to hit that like, subscribe, notification button. It's 3 small clicks for you, but means the world to us. For more unboxing and reviews, you're already in the right place. You're on Shacknews.com.